when I made that Shuck and Jive TikTok, it was funny because I was getting up to do it, and he was like, what are you about to do? And I was like, tap dance. And he was like, no, seriously, what are you about to do? And then I started doing it. I was like, I told you I'm about to tap dance. Like I'm not joking. That's why if you watch the video, you can see me look, and I'm like, yes, like I told you I was gonna tap dance.
He thought you was being smart.
Yes. I was like, no, like I'm dead ass. Like I don't know how to say it.
I'm Nani.
And I'm Ant.
Join us on Law and Order as we unpack the hottest topics, trending lawsuits, and media buzz.
Take a listen as we cut through the noise to reveal fact. What's really going on?
Tune in for sharp insights and a fresh take on today's stories.
Follow us everywhere for your dose of lore.
I like how you remix it there. You getting comfortable with it?
Yeah, I actually didn't look at it.
Oh.
Yeah. I was like, oh, wait, I do know this.
I still have to look at it because last week I bet you did a little bit. So I was just like, no, girl, just keep on looking.
Yeah. Stick to the status quo. Stuff, whatever.
What is that from?
High School Musical.
Oh, okay.
Remember when they told him to shut up and dribble?
How are you doing?
I'm good. This week is going to be so crazy for me. I was about to say super, but I feel like that's such like TikTok language. I'm like, I'm super excited. I love this super, whatever. But I have to get my hair done because I'm going on our honeymoon, next weekend. We're going for a whole week. We're on Aruba. I have to get my hair done on Monday, my lashes done on Wednesday, wax Thursday, Friday, a manicure and a pedicure. And it's just like, all he got to do is get a haircut.
Little life update for me. I got a new job.
What?
I didn't tell her yet. I got a new job.
As soon as you said life update, I was like, did she get a new job? Yay!
I did.
X is going to want to take a shot.
Yes, I got a new job, y'all.
Yes.
Thanks.
We have to celebrate when I get back from Aruba.
Okay.
Yes.
Because when you get back, that'll be my first week. I would have completed my first week.
Period. So, let's get into it. We're going to talk about, we got a couple things to chat about today. So first, we're going to get into, it's actually a documentary that came out about child influencers, I believe. And a clip of the McClure Twins has been going viral because their father, he's not their biological father, he's their adopted father. But he was basically on a record saying that he would, like when they turn 18, they're both getting $500,000. He doesn't think you should give millions of dollars to children. So people are having issues with that. The McClure Twins are the little girls that were like, I'm just 1 minute older. Just 1 minute older, like trying to console each other or whatever.
And they're teenagers now.
Yes, they're teenagers. I followed them like a long time ago.
Yeah, me too.
But then I don't know. I think it started getting gimmicky, and I was like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
But so people are having a lot of thoughts about him saying that because it's like only $500,000. They've made your family way more than that. The mother was kind of silent when he was saying it, so people are like interpreting like her real feelings about it, even though like we obviously don't know her real feelings about it. Because they're like, oh, she's actually not okay with it, and he's leading. This. I won't get too far into that because I'm like, they are married, so I assume they're on the same page.
Yeah.
Maybe he just led like that conversation,
right?
But I do think it's crazy. Like, okay, so you don't want to give millions of dollars to a child, but it's okay for them to work.
Yeah,
it's okay for that child to earn that money.
Okay, so question. Is he going to give them more money as an adult? Because I know some people do like trust with like stipulations, like, oh, like, okay, you turn 18, you only get like $500,000. But once you turn 21, if you've gone to college, if you've graduated, then you get this amount of money.
I believe he only spoke about, if that could be true, but he only spoke about the $500,000, I believe. And he was saying something along the lines of like, oh, he doesn't believe like they should just be blowing it all on like purses and cars and stuff like that, which is like, I don't know, such an interesting conclusion to draw. Like that's the only thing like they would do with like having that much money. $500,000 is still a lot of money, but it's like when your children, y'all know how we feel about people who make their children their content.
Yeah.
But it's like I will understand because they do YouTube videos, right? But they also do like the girls have like brand partnerships and stuff like that. I could understand, like the money that y'all make from the YouTube videos, like he's editing them and like he
Mhm.
actually has a like really like he's really deep into the editing thing.
Yeah, he is. That's like that's what he
Yeah.
does.
And I'm assuming like manage them and stuff like that. So I get that. But when it comes to like money they're making on their own, they've earned way more than just
Yeah,
$500,000.
absolutely.
So I don't know. The minds of influencer parents is so interesting how they like
Mhm.
justify how they like give the money to their
Also,
children.
because it's not even necessarily about the money anymore. The mom is in like new social circles with like the
Yeah,
housewives. So it's not
yeah,
just like you don't just have this access to money, like you also now have this access to like a social life that you
yeah,
built on like, like with your kids. And like she does her own like brands and things
yeah.
like
She
that.
does
So it's just like you get to keep that money, but like the girls don't get to do that. And then
exactly.
they're probably gonna be like a little pissed off with like when those girls do turn 18 and then they do work for their money and like,
Yeah,
like you don't get a 10% because you're not my management. And if they do decide to like pick up like, external management outside of their parents or
right.
do something like that. But we have talked about it before. There's a law in California that, and I feel like a lot of people, I feel like this should be like national. Like this needs to be everywhere that like if you have your kids in 30% of your content and that content is monetized, you have to put it in a Coogan account. And a Coogan account is like an account for kids who like, like influencers now and like actors. They make their money, it goes into the Coogan account, and like they get all of that money once they turn 18. So like all these like Disney Channel stars, they had like Coogan accounts. I think their parents maybe got like 30%.
Mm,
I think there's a percentage of the Coogan account that like can like that has to go to the kid
yeah,
or and can go to the parent. I could be wrong about that though. I know like Honey Boo Boo,
yeah,
she actually had a Coogan account and then her mom stole all the money
yeah,
out of the Coogan account. So
yeah,
like a Coogan account still can be accessed by the parent and like, they can still steal. But in that case, it would be stealing. It would 100% be
yeah.
stealing.
So the documentary is called Born to Be Viral. Um the father, who's his name is Justin, he said, I have a certain amount that I think they should have by the time that they're 18 years old so they can buy a house, not just waste it and buy a Lamborghini or purses, but that's around $500,000. That should be enough. I'm not a fan of giving a child millions of dollars. But it's okay for you to use that millions of dollars.
Hmm.
And they said that they're making like in combination with everything around like 125,000 from a single deal, and with everything combined they're like at $150,000 in 1 month. And it's like you're gonna give them less than a year's worth of earnings that
Literally.
then 1 year when they've literally been in this position since they were a kid. And I feel like it's justifiable that people are like, wait, what are you talking about? I also understand not wanting to give somebody whose frontal lobe isn't developed a whole bunch of money, but adults don't even
Yeah,
manage their money that well. So I
right.
don't think that's the best excuse. And it's like you can teach them like money management, all this other things, but it's like I think it's the $500,000 number that is like messing people up because he said around that.
Mhm.
So he could, change his mind or whatever. But it's like those we teach in America, like you're supposed to get what like you've earned.
Mhm.
And it's like if they've earned all this money, like
Give them their
give them
money.
their money. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be all at once and all this other things, but give them their money.
Yeah, I'd be really interested to see like if like after 18 he gives them more money cuz I feel like that is kind of crazy to just like
Yeah.
18 $500,000 here go be on your own. Like and then we got the rest of your shit.
Yeah. Or it's like, I wonder what their relationship will be after. Cause I feel like there are people who are managed by their parents that still
Mhm.
have good relationships with their parents, but there are also a lot of examples of how they're not.
Mhm.
Because it's like, also, are they interested in going to college? Like, what happens when you don't like can make money off of them, essentially? Like, when they grow up, and if they decide to like go to college, go to the same college, they have a YouTube, their
Mhm.
little brother has a YouTube, and then
Yeah.
they have a family YouTube. So on the YouTube that's just for them, what if they go on and
Yeah.
to do their own thing? Are they going to get all of that money? I don't know. It's just so many
And also what
questions.
happens with the residual of the money as well. Like
Exactly.
even after they're 18, those that YouTube videos, like their channel will still be making money.
Yeah.
Do they get access to that channel and then that money like specifically?
Yeah, and you've prevented them from having like a quote unquote normal childhood.
Mhm.
Um like just what I said earlier, like, oh, they can't have all this money, but they could work for the money.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have a problem with them working. Like, being in the limelight, you know that there are creeps online, like viewing your children, no matter what uh most PG or whatever stuff you post of them. Like, you're willing to expose them to that, but they can't have their money. Okay. All right.
All right.
Speaking of children with parents with ill intentions, there's this family, they're called the Collins family, I believe.
Mhm.
And the wife, it's a white woman and a black man, and they have like 12 children. And
Mhm.
she posted a video of her telling her children that she was pregnant again. And you could people were talking about, like, zooming in on the oldest children's faces, and they were not happy at all. Like, and it's kind of been that way for the last few like pregnancy reveals, that they're like,
Yeah.
another kid, another
I
kid.
actually did see that video. I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cuz I'm an only child from my mom, and I literally told her, I was like, "Thank you for like making me an only child," because I said it really would have been a problem if you had another kid, because
Hmm.
like I really would have been jealous. Like, what do you mean? Like, I why would you have another
Right. Am I
kid?
not enough? Like,
Like, it's not even about being enough. It's just kind of like, well, one, I'm just selfish. I'll
mm.
say that I'm just selfish, but it's like, am I now like I'm not finna be babysitting your kid.
And that's
I'm
what it
not finna be
takes.
changing your kid diaper.
That's what it takes to have and raise that many children as like parents of, like, it
Mhm.
just a two-parent household, because there's no way you can pay attention to that many people.
Yeah.
um there was a video of a woman who was in like that kind of family, and she
Mhm.
was saying like she has a strange relationship with like her parents, and it's like she was like the older sibling that had to take care of like the younger ones. And they're always like super religious too. They're like, oh, like God, it's like the Duggars.
Well, they don't believe it. Well, they specifically
Yeah.
are like Mormon and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
believe in like women should stay pregnant.
Yeah, and it's like, if God is going to keep allowing me to have these children, stop bringing God into it. You the
Yeah.
one getting down and hunching and not using any form of protection, and y'all just keep having these children for your oldest people to
Mind you,
raise.
like Mormons kind of do that because it is kind of like a little known fact that like Mormon men are like they live like a double life. So like
Some of them,
they
yeah,
keep the women pregnant, keep them in the house, and then like they can go out and like do
do
whatever
whatever.
they do because they be all over Vegas. Their Mormon men be all over Vegas.
Yeah, it's just a really sad and unfortunate situation, because I have a lot of siblings, and it's like it wasn't even anything egregious like 10, 12, but there was a time when there's like 5, 6 of us.
Mm-hmm.
And I was cooking like every single meal, like breakfast, lunch, dinner. Like, when I'm in school, come home, cook dinner, I'm serving the dinner to my parents and to like my siblings and stuff. And it's like, it's relying on me to cook. Mind you, I have 2 older siblings, but it's like my older brother used to cook. But then once I reached a certain age, it literally was me doing it all the time, and that's why I'm so like burnt out from cooking. But it's like, I would like take care of my youngest sister, like change her diapers. I would wake up in the middle of the night to rock her back to sleep. Like, it became so common that like, instead of calling for my mother, she would call for me in the middle of the night to come get her. She'd be like, Nene,
Rock
because she
you
couldn't say
back
Nia. She was like,
to
Nene,
sleep
Nene. And I would
is
just be in the
crazy.
rocking chair with her holding her. But at that time, I was like, oh, I love my little sister. Like, this is fine.
I
But it's like, in reality,
know
I'm like,
this is not
I shouldn't
normal.
have had to do that. Like I shouldn't have had to like be earning her clothes every morning, like all that kind of
Wow.
stuff. So it's just
You a
like,
real housewife.
yeah, and that's why I'm so burnt out from now. Like once I got to college, I was like, I don't feel like cooking. Like I don't want to cook. I don't want, like, I'd be so fatigued of it. Like my husband does most of the cooking now, as y'all know. But I want to start getting back into it and like reframe my relationship with cooking now, because I
Aw.
realized, like, also when I got to college, I was like buying hella food because I'm like, I had to get out the mindset that I'm cooking for 6 people. Because mind you, I was going to the grocery store and being like, yeah, I'm gonna make this tonight. I'm gonna get this.
Oh
I
yeah,
need
you had to start going to Trader Joe's, getting your shit together, getting
Girl,
them
we was
them single people food. Oh,
shoppers.
you was at Shoppers?
Yeah, giant.
Girl, I was balling out at Trader Joe's. I still ball out at Trader
Yeah,
Joe's.
but it's just parents suck. Like not everyone should have kids, and people will call you eugenics when you're like, if you can't afford these kids, don't have all of them. But call me a eugenicist because
Is that the term?
I think so.
Oh.
I want to say so. Call me that, because I don't think you should be having more children than you can take care of. Like, and I saw this video today where a woman was like, you shouldn't have more children than your community can take care of in case something happens to you. Which I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable statement.
And if it's like, you should not be having hella children. Like I was talking to you about the lady that I used to follow. She had triplets. I followed her years ago. Fun fact about me, I don't know why, but for a long time I've been obsessed with like people who have multiples. I'm just like curious as to what your life looks like. Like a lot of time I'll follow someone on social media that I don't know personally is because gratitude. Personally is because I'm like, how do you live your life? And multiples, that just interests me so much, because I'm like, if they're identical, do you dress them all the same? Do you not dress them all the same? Are you going to have their names similar? Like, how do you make sure they're like, to individualize them, all this other stuff. So there's this one woman, she had triplets, right? She had triplets, never knew who the father of those triplets was. I didn't personally. And then like she I think she knows. But then she got with this dude. And it kind of seemed like when he came into the picture that it was kind of like, cause she was getting, some money off of like, being a content creator mom. So she had 2 sons with him. They're not twins, but sons back to back. They got married. Sometime in between that, between that, she would like get into it with him. Like they would be talking so much shit about each other on social media. Like, you do this, you dirty, you da 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 da, like really going. And she don't take care of them kids. Her mother watch them kids, did a whole bunch of stuff. For some reason, they got married. Now, I guess she's trying to get divorced. He's not trying to sign the papers. He's with another woman who he got pregnant. So, yeah, mind you, he was acting like he fathered to the triplets too. So he was like, oh, all 5 of them. But now he's with the other lady, and she's pregnant. The lady who all the kids are hers is pregnant with twins right now. And I'm just like, all right, looky here. Like, I just think that's so irresponsible, because now you have 7 children, and whatever crazy situation you have with your husband, ex-husband, whatever, like, girl, and she's like, I want to say pressed about it. Like, oh, I'm able to have these multiples. I'm able to have twins. Like, oh, like God bless me with this. And it's like, stop bringing God into this. What is wrong with y'all? Like,
especially when you have this kind of like messy
life,
situation.
Like the money isn't like consistent and things like that. I don't know. I just, I'm not too upset if the world ends. I think about that. Like, whenever I think about things that are going on that are horrible in the world, I'm like, yeah, it has to end. It has to go. Because how do we stop this? Like, just the idea of children suffering really hurts me. Yeah. So, yeah. But we saw it today. These parents suck. She was one of those Facebook Shade Room Blacks.
Oh, yeah.
And
if you don't know what Shade Room Blacks is like the opposite of Jack and Jill Blacks. It's like the complete opposite spectrum. You got your Facebook and your Shade Room Blacks are like,
they got all the isms.
All the isms.
And phobias.
They love Tyler Perry.
Ignorance.
Even though they love Tyler Perry, and they pretend like they don't know that Tyler Perry isn't like a little, got a little sugar in his tank. And they are like the most homophobic group of black people.
Most homophobic people
also,
ever.
They still support Diddy and R. Kelly.
Colorist. Just
down.
Ignorant. Like, you cannot start or win a fight with a Shade Room Black.
Yeah, you can't.
Because it will go nowhere. Like, you at the end of the day, you will suffer more trying to get into it with them. And you really just got to realize when you are amongst Shade Room Blacks. I was watching a TikTok today where this guy who he's black and he's bisexual. And he went on this whole explanation of why Taylor from Love Island is gay. Mind you, on his post, he said this is not a space for homophobia. I go in those comments. Homophobia after homophobia. Then they're like, oh yeah, the way he walked, the way he talked, the way he do this, the way he do that. The only thing that can make you gay, that would make him gay, is if he was attracted to other men.
Yeah.
And also, then they started going in on like Clark and saying like, oh yeah, that's why he like her, because she has masculine features, like a masculine face, da da da. And it's like, you said you created this space to not be homophobic, but not only is it homophobic, but they're also like black women are catching strays. Mm-hmm. So I was trying to make a video about it on TikTok because I was like, this is so crazy. I couldn't find my words because I was like, this is just too much for me to even, it's so layered.
Yeah.
But then I like ultimately decided not to make the video because
you were amongst the shade room blacks.
You have to know when you're amongst the shade room blacks.
This is
you
like,
have to know.
You ever seen that episode of Boondocks? Or it was like, you have to recognize a nigga moment when a nigga moment is about to happen.
Like
it's literally that. Like, you have to recognize it and then walk away because you can get sucked into it.
Yes.
You can absolutely get
and they're
sucked
crazy.
into it.
They'll literally make up anything. Like, I remember I was talking to one person in my comments, and I was trying to like play dumb, where they were like, oh yeah, they said this. I knew damn well they didn't say that in that show. So they said, oh yeah, he said this. And I was like, oh, what clip? Or talking about something Nick said in the podcast. And they were like, oh, this part. And I was like, okay, I watched it. I didn't see it. And I didn't see it anywhere in the video or in the interview. And they were like, keep watching. That was it. They were like, no, just keep watching. I was like, I just told you. And I said, he didn't say that. He said this. And I don't see that part. And they were just like, no, you're going to see it. And I'm like, oh, okay, you're crazy.
Yeah.
I can't talk about
you can't,
this.
Yeah, you can't do it.
Big yikes. Beware of the shade room blacks.
Yeah, I think there's also like a new form of black forming, T-App blacks, which T-App isn't. I think it like goes somewhere in the middle.
It's just messy.
Yeah, because I think it really was founded to not necessarily be messy, but to be like a sense of security for women. Yes. Like when you're meeting like new men and like you find out that they're creeps and
they got
like,
kids.
Yeah, it's like other women know about this and it's just like, damn, why didn't nobody tell me? So I guess,
but they got like Facebook groups like that. Like, are we dating the same person type shit?
I think the T-App started off from that Facebook group because I remember the Facebook group in like 2021, 2022. Like when I remember it in the context that like there were a bunch of like people from DC like moving to the city and they didn't like it was just a bunch of transplants all dating like the same 5 dudes. So like that's how like the Facebook group got started. But the app was founded in 2023 and it really was a tool for like women to like, you know, find out more information about like the new men that they are like, you know, encountering that they're dating or whatever. So it really
the app isn't new. Like I think people thought the app just came out.
No. The app has not like just come out. It's been around since 2023. So it initially was just used as like, I mean, it's still like in like the foundation of it is still really useful. Now what people are kind of like using it for has really gotten like, you know, like skewed because it's like, why even use the app? Because there were people talking about like, oh, I don't care if he hit women, he hit you, he didn't hit me. So it's just like, what's the point of video? What's the point of even using the app if like you don't care what women have to say or like you don't take their warning? Like
people on there using it like Tinder, like, oh, I'm about to try to talk to him.
No,
like
literally, people are using it as like practically another way to like date or find people, and it's just
or also like embarrass other women. There was this one girl I know, and she was talking about how like they were talking about like in the comments it was women talking mess about her.
Yeah.
And other women that she knew for dating some guy, and it's like, okay, well, why am I in it?
Yeah.
Like, why are you saying my name? Why are you giving this information about me when we're supposed to be talking about like this dude?
Literally, but it so the app got hacked like last night or like maybe like into like Thursday morning or something like that. But the app got hacked and they found like almost 100,000 images that they leaked. But the thing is, so recently the app has blown up. So that is recent. Like people being like all over the app in like big cities like Philly, DC, New York, LA. Like people are just kind of like, you know, they're using the app or whatever. So it really went viral because people started talking about it on TikTok. So it went from like this little niche thing that like women were using as like a secret tool to like something very big, right? It went viral. And then it went viral and I guess somebody hacked into the app and they got a hold to about like almost 100,000 images, but all of those images are before February of 2024 when the app had like after like around like February 2024 the app did they like upgraded their security protocols, and all of that information from before then, it never got fortified. It never went into the like the new system. So you just had all of these old images just kind of sitting outside of this like new security protocol. So that's how the hacker got that. So like all the images before 2024, February 2024 is what got hacked. Nothing recent.
People heard it got hacked, and a lot of people were, which I didn't really like, were like, "Oh, that's what y'all get for trying to be messy." It's like some people actually had good intentions. Like it's not people's fault that like people take it there. It's like, I don't know if this is like an idea or phenomenon or something where it's like, oh, we shouldn't bring this thing because of what the worst people would do to it. Like when people talk about like government assistance, they're like, oh, some people are going to abuse the system. And it's like, okay, the people that abuse the system.
Yeah.
The people that abuse the system are, I was like a system. Anyway, it has more benefits than like those people who will abuse it. And if they are abusing it, it sounds like they still need some kind of money. So but I think with
like people who sell food stamps, they still needed that $200.
Obviously, the person buying it needs food stamps. Right. Like let's be FFR. But I think with the T app, it was just a lot. Like I didn't make an account.
Yeah, I didn't either, because I was like, there's like a whole verification process, and I was like, honestly, what would I need it for?
Exactly.
Like I remember me and my boyfriend were sitting on the couch, and I was like, because I know somebody that has actually broken up with their person because of the T app, and like it was just like somebody else posted them or something like that. So I was just like,
this woman found out her baby daddy died.
Yeah, I saw that. I would be pissed if somebody posted my boyfriend like, what's the tea on him? Why do you want what do you mean?
I was like if this dude is doing something, I'm gonna find out. I don't need the T app to find it out.
But I mean, like in the sense that like people were posting it to just figure out like, oh, like I just want to know like what this person got going on, either because like I just want to see like what they got going on, or because like I want to like I'm taking interest in this person. So it's just like, huh?
Yeah, like, but apparently the men are just so angry.
Oh yeah, they're pissed.
And it be the men. Some of it is warranted because that guy, the TikToker Black, he was talking about how like the guy who's like I guess he was talking about like people were putting him on there and just talking about like they'll just see him with a woman. It'll be somebody he's not even talking to, and they'll be like, oh, he do this, he do that, and it's like,
you don't know me.
Like, you don't know me, and you're also being weird.
And you're
he
wrong.
Was like, and he was just like, it'll, like, it pours into, like, how you act in public. Because we really do live in a surveillance state.
Yeah,
where it's like, you're being watched all the time by other people.
Yeah, just
like, you can end up in a video. Like, I hate when people take videos of people, like, and they don't know, and it becomes viral and stuff like that. Because it's like, what the hell?
I just was walking around living my life.
Yeah, except in situations like the Coldplay concert. That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was I'm not sorry to them, but that was wow.
Yeah, so somebody made a statement and sent it to me on Instagram. A guy said, I am writing to formally state that my legal team and cybersecurity professionals, this is who hacked the app, y'all. Cybersecurity professionals are currently reviewing defamatory and false statements recently made about me and my friends on the T app. We take these matters seriously. The spreading of misinformation, false accusations, and personal attacks not only harms reputations, but may also constitute libel and other legal violations. Appropriate action will be taken against any individuals found to be responsible for these harmful claims. We are committed to protecting our rights and reputations, and any attempts to defame or harass will be pursued to the fullest extent under applicable law.
And my thing about that,
like, that sounds very educated.
It does, but it's just I feel like a fear tactic or a scare tactic. Like, you really gonna pursue like this? That most people will do is send a cease and desist. That's it, and
that pretty much just means stop talking about
me. Yeah, just stop talking about me. Or delete what you've already posted. But people write stuff like this, and like, of course, people who don't know any better like take it seriously, and it's like, you're not about to do nothing. Also, what do you mean you're cybersecurity professionals?
What are
What is
they gonna
that? What does
do?
that mean? Because there are laws around what you can and can't like hack into and do
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. Like
Like what you gonna do? Find their
your
IP
cyber
address?
exactly. Like what? And also like my legal team,
Legal
legal
team.
team.
Your homeboy is a lawyer.
Exactly. And you asking him questions
He's not
like
even a lawyer. He hasn't even passed the bar
like
exam yet.
what?
Be
He's just in
for
law school. He's a
real.
1L.
Right? My legal
Like,
team.
oh my gosh. I just thought that was so funny because he also said me and my friends.
Yeah. But it's also just kind of like you really do have to be careful when you're saying things like false accusations because like now let's
Yeah.
get into are they really false? Because people were making claims about like being sexually assaulted by some men, being sexually assaulted, being like abused by some men, like, oh, like don't date this person. He
Yes.
does this, he does that. And it's just like, are you really ready to get into like false accusations? Because now let's talk about like, are they really false or not?
Exactly. Because the thing that y'all know, us in defamation,
Mm-hmm. Let's
an
get into it.
element of defamation that you just cannot dismiss. The statement has to be false.
Statement has to be
The
false.
statement has to be false. If the statement is true, you don't have defamation here, buddy.
You don't.
You really, really don't. Like, you really don't. So it's like, if we get into those conversations, like, just because somebody's speaking about their experience on you or with you or whatever, doesn't mean you could just sue them for defamation.
Right.
It doesn't, like, if you don't like it, dang, that sucks. But is that suing them for defamation?
Right, and then there are a bunch of other elements because like we've talked about malice. Like
Yeah.
you have to have so okay.
Even if it's they have to have known, like there's intent, like you have malicious intent.
Mhm.
Like you have had to know that the statement was false and like put it out there.
Right, because if somebody has like good intentions of being like, hey, just like don't date this person, they've done this and this, and then like if it gets into the concept like the conversation around like consent, what is consent, things like
Yeah.
that, and then like you
They had to have
decide
actual knowledge
yeah.
that the statement was false. And actual knowledge is a whole like different thing.
Yeah,
Actual knowledge
absolutely.
that the statement is false. They did it with reckless disregard of the truth. So
Yeah.
they didn't even care that
It was false,
It was
yeah.
false. And they were negligent in failing to determine the falsity of the statement. So if somebody is like, oh, I had this experience with this person, and they don't have to use allegedly either. Like they can talk about their experience because some people like, y'all need to say allegedly. Y'all need to say allegedly. And it's like,
it doesn't make a difference.
It doesn't.
All right. Speaking of defamation, you want to lead us
Yes. So Love Island, they got out that villa and
y'all are acting a fool.
A plum fool.
A fool. Oh my
People
God.
are saying sentences that's never been said before.
People are talking about Emmett Till and Love Island in the same sentence. If you are mentioning Emmett Till,
you've gone too far. People are. It's clear that we all did not watch the same show because people are making takes that don't make any sense. And they're also like the parasocial relationships are parasocialing and like, I guess positive and negative. Well, honestly, probably all negative, but this TikTok creator, Stephwiththedeetz, has just been like disparaging Chelley and Olandria's name. She's like lying.
I'm not gonna say she's spearheading it, but she was kind of like doing the same thing that like Time Magazine and like BuzzFeed were doing, where there was just like misquoting her, completely like misunderstand, like willfully like misquoting.
Yeah, like she would like see something, or she clipped the interview of these two people that were like defending Chelley and Olandria or talking about Huda, and she clipped it to where Huda's interview on Call Her Daddy.
Talking about EJ
and but yeah, she clipped their discussion to make it seem like they were laughing at the childhood trauma that Huda was talking about, and like that was so weird because she clipped two parts together to create this narrative that they were making fun of her for her childhood trauma, which wasn't happening. But people in her comments who are like Huda supporters and stuff, they don't care about that. Like we're saying, people don't care about the truth. If you can make a narrative and people want to believe it, they're going to believe it. So just thinking about a situation like that when it comes to defamation, I can see a potential case there, because they're like, and it might not necessarily be defamation, but the statement, like what she put together was false and not an accurate portrayal of what actually happened. And because I'm assuming she's the one that put those clips together, that she had knowledge that what she was saying wasn't true. But
I'm still looking for this girl's thing. She was literally on like Love and Hip Hop.
Jessie Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally her name. Jessie Woo.
Yeah. I was like, that sounds right.
Yeah.
I knew it was O in there.
Yeah, so
2 O's.
EJ, and like it's like EJ Dash Taylor's
Yeah,
one hater.
yeah. And honestly, he is a perfect. I understand, because I like Chelley and Olandria. I understand like what he's doing, and his support of them, but he is a perfect example of parasocial relationships going too far. But it's because he's backing up the so-called like winners, that he's not being portrayed the same as like people that are like Hooded supporters, but he kind of is that, like every single video, and he feels such like fervent, like,
but
going to bat for them crazy.
But just the one thing I will say about, at least to kind of defend him just slightly, is because they were receiving so much hate to the point where like Chelley was just receiving so much hate, and it just felt like so left field, like nobody understood where it was going for, like coming from. And he was kind of like that number one like person, being like, y'all are like, what are y'all talking about? Like, even going as far as like he was, I think the first time that I saw him was when he was arguing with Ace's friend, because she was going on live being like, weird. Don't bring that bitch around me.
Yeah,
and
that was so
like,
weird.
And he was like, girl, who are you? He was just like, you're doing all of this, you don't even know that girl. Like, but then I just think he got the battery in his back from like followers and stuff like that. And I get it, because like that's like your content or whatever, but like I do
it seemed deep, because he was like calling out like celebrities for not speaking, celebrities who would have nothing to do with the show. He was like, you should speak on this, you should speak on this. Yeah,
I think he was the person that was like saying that like he would email brands if they were going to work with Huda. I think he was the person. There was definitely someone being like, oh, if a brand works with Huda, I will be like emailing them or something like that, which is crazy, because like, everybody got to get their money, got to get their bag. I'm not finna go as far. Like, I have my own life to live. I don't have I literally do not have time.
But his accounts were getting snatched too. So at that point, I'm like, you just doing this for the love of the game. Because he's like cursing and all this other stuff. Like, you probably got kicked out of the creator program, like talking the way that you do. But it was just like, this is like, you're in too deep. You don't know these women either. And it's like, because like, we like them, it's like, okay, this is okay. And just the whole Love Island situation, it literally has been, you like this person, so you support what they do. And blindly. And there's like nothing wrong. Like the people that hate Taylor but like are like crazy about Nick, and it's like, like what was they like, if you talking about principle, niggas was doing the same thing, if not worse. But so Stephwiththedeetz, in that situation, it seemed like she had like actual malice and bad intentions, because she had to clip it that way. There is a gray area when it comes to speaking about public figures, because like you don't want people to feel like they can't talk about people or can't talk about like what's going on and things like that. But for defamation, the standard of proof is also like clear and convincing evidence that all those factors happen, like that she had malice, that she knew it was a false statement, that all that stuff. So we'll see. But that was like, it was very weird when you can tell people just like put out anything. Like, but at the same time, it's like, okay, well, you're not a journalist, you're just a person talking on TikTok, so what standard do we have to hold you to besides like morality?
Somebody else that's kind of like getting into it as far as like saying some like really fucked up things. Neon, if you don't know, he's a streamer. I've kind of like seen him like on like my TikTok like For You page. I kind of just like, I'm really not that big into the streamers. I like the black ones. I'm not gonna lie. Like, of course I like the black ones. Like all those like trolls and things like that, I really kind of like don't get into them. But I am aware like kind of like who Neon is. I wasn't so aware of him until, the Breakfast Club interview. So Neon, he goes into the Breakfast Club, and he goes into the Breakfast Club to announce that he's switching platforms, because like going from like Twitch to Kick is like a really big deal. It's like going from like
Kick, like K-I-K?
No.
Oh, yeah, I'm about to say.
No, K-I-C-K. No. It's no Kick is.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Kick. I'm gonna say what?
It's a streaming platform.
Oh, okay.
Or it's like Twitch. It's like Twitch.
Uh-huh.
So he went on the Breakfast Club to announce that he was doing that. It's like going from like Young Money to like Rockefeller, to Rock Nation. Like it's like, that those are who they're signed to. So like that's who they like produce their streams through or whatever.
Yeah.
So he went on there to announce that he was switching platforms. However, that was not the case, because Stephwiththedeetz had all the smoke for him.
Yeah.
And like I have to say, I can't give her 10s because of how problematic she is, just like in other areas. But I can say she 8. I can give her an 8.
Yeah.
So she pretty much brought up like all of the racist things that he said in the past.
And it was a lot.
I did not know that he was like that. Like he was being like, "Oh, I hate black people. Like they're my least favorite race." He was like, "My parents got robbed by them twice. Like I hate them." Like he called like Kai Cenat like a monkey like multiple times.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much how he was addressing him.
Like, you black.
And he's not even 21 yet. So all of these videos of him like saying like racist things were from like the last like 2 years, like up until literally 2024. He's been saying some pretty egregious things. So they brought them up, like they had like all the smoke for him. I don't even think they brought up the fact that he's switching platforms, which is what he was on there for. Yeah, they pretty much just were like, no, stand on that shit that you were saying. So they were like, so
black people aren't your least favorite race?
Yeah, like, so they were really trying to like hold him accountable for things like that. And he was visibly uncomfortable, like very visibly drinking out of the same can that at that point was like empty or whatever. He was also on live stream like while he was doing it. Yeah. So it was kind of like I didn't see what was going on, but I could just see. I did not watch it until we started like prepping for this. But like even before then, like when I was seeing like the memes of him, like you could just tell like he looked uncomfortable. So I really had like no idea like what happened until like I watched it to prepare. I was like, oh no, he deserved that. Yeah, he 100% deserved that. And then he
was quiet as a church mouse when he was up in there.
And then he like went on to kind of like at first like he had layers as to like how he chose to address it. So like at first he was kind of like trolling Charlemagne and being like, oh, we'll get him like a trip to Turkey to like fix his hairline or something like that. And then he went to saying that like it was an interrogation, like it was so uncomfortable. Like he said like up until like somebody
and this is after after he got out. Like I think he started streaming as soon as he got out the building and was like talking shit.
No, he was streaming the whole time.
I know, but I'm just saying he started talking shit once he was out of their vicinity.
Yeah, but he then he went into talking about how like the whole thing felt like an interrogation and just he was uncomfortable. And then the next layer was, well, I knew that they were going to do that because I knew it was time for me to like take accountability for like the things that I said. And that's kind of like why I went on there, because like I knew they would like hold me accountable, blah, 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 bullshit. Now he has to like actually stand on like all the shit that he said and he can't do it in front of people. He had to like wait 3 days later and then get around like, his group of, or get online. And then like after a few days, give like the best PR answer that he could.
But he was saying like he was young.
He was just be like, oh, you're young, like you like I was only like if you're 18, you're 19, like you're not a piece of shit person, like but like
you can change his life.
He literally was doing that shit last year. We're only 7 months into the year. He was doing that shit in like November. It hasn't even been a full year yet, and I'm pretty sure he probably still says shit like that.
Definitely. And this isn't like racism is different. Like when you're like, oh, people can change, people can like it's different than like, oh, you're a kid, so maybe you're stupid, maybe you're not good at communication, maybe you are whatever, like not confrontational, whatever. Being like an active racist is different. Like if you did that when you were younger, I would want to know that. Like, and and he wasn't doing like, what Sierra got in trouble for or something like that. He took it to the moon.
And he's not black.
He's not black.
So let's make that clear. Like he
He's
is
not
not black. I
black.
do not know his ethnicity, but I know it ain't black.
He ain't black.
So like it is
calling black
racist.
people monkeys. Like
it's fucking racist. There's no way to get around it.
Yeah, saying like he asked the guy like, "Oh, do you like black women?" And the guy was like something, but he didn't say yes. But he was like, no, he's like, me too, like I don't either. Like then the guy kind of was like, wait, well, I'm not saying it like that. I'm not saying da da da. But he's like, it was egregious, and it's just like you just because a year passed, like time is not an apology. And I just feel like when we talk about conversations of being able to hold people accountable, what even is that to y'all? Yeah. Because I grapple with like, can you even hold somebody accountable if you're not in community with them? Some people just want to hate people forever. I get that as well. But it's like, if you were truly sorry about your actions and all this other stuff, you should like just deep dive into advocacy for the people that you were like talking mess about. You be fundraising for the NAACP. We don't want to hear your voice. We don't want to hear anything you got to say. But we want to like you need to be advocating behind the scenes, not trying to take credit.
Not behind the scenes. You need to be advocating in public because if you were making those statements like racist statements in public, okay.
So I just meant like don't be at the forefront of it. Like I'm.
Don't take up space.
Yeah, don't take up space. Like donate to the GoFundMe's. Post the GoFundMe's. Try to build a school or something. Like, I don't know. Go to your local community and give money to the community for books. Donate books. Do something as opposed to, oh, I'm going to go on this podcast, which he didn't know they were going to say that. I'm going to go on this podcast and they're going to hold me accountable and everything's going to be fine.
Yeah.
No.
Because honestly, they be shucking and jiving too.
They do.
So he thought this was going to be
shuck and jive.
So he thought it was going to be a safe space for him.
Right.
He absolutely
He was like,
did.
oh, they be saying whatever about black people too.
And I'm surprised Charlamagne didn't go as hard because Charlamagne is the person that he is the most educated out of that group. Even though he acts like an ass, he is the most educated out of all of them. Especially when it comes to issues like that, because Charlamagne loves to tell you that he reads books. So like he is the most educated out of, I was expecting him to really go for it, but I guess he didn't put on his Dr. Umar hat.
He was like, oh, she got it.
Yeah, just because I guess it was just hilarious supposed to be taking lead on the interview because it was her job that day.
Yes.
So like like I said, gotta give her an 8. I can at least give her an 8.
Yeah, these streamers are just anything for like I just recently learned clip farming.
Oh, yeah.
They'll do anything for his. Hey, you know who's like getting into streaming? Jeremiah.
Yeah, but that was his lane. He had a Twitch account.
Oh, really?
To
really?
Love.
Okay.
Yeah. He's had a Twitch account for years. So
Olandria said she would want to be she want to start streaming.
Yeah, no, I saw a video last night where she said she was making a Twitch. Because, I mean, streaming makes a lot of money.
A lot of money. So much money.
Lots of money.
But they were getting heat for it, I think, on the Vow Files when they were talking about we didn't really get to see Olandria and Chelley's personality. And I think something about, like, we got to see Huda's or whatever. I don't completely agree with that, but I do feel like
no, we didn't get to see Huda's personality. We
her crash out. Because people think just because you have this huge emotional outburst that's who you really are, and I don't agree with that. Yeah. But I do feel like, and I thought watching the show, like, what are we really learning about these people, like, in the beginning? Because we really weren't learning anything about them. Yeah. And then even Olandria's sister was like, I can't wait till she gets out and y'all could, like, know more about her and see who she really is. So it's like the people, or in this case, like, their family members are telling you, like, we're not fully seeing who they are on camera. So it's like, what they said wasn't wrong, but I wasn't going to agree with them because they were getting a lot of slack from them at that moment, and they're white women. So what do I look like agreeing with white women?
Chicks in the Office podcast? Yeah.
No, I think so. It was. I remember 2 white women, but I also think it was the people in the Files too, because people were kind of saying like we did not get to see their personality, which I don't think is necessarily a wrong thing to think.
Yeah, especially since like it's like it was okay for like Huda to crash out and like we accept that it's her personality, but when Olandria is like, Taylor, like, you kind of did me, I feel like you kind of did me dirty, and like she cuts in and she, like, she's visibly upset. We don't, I mean, I don't think that was her personality, but I'm saying,
I think she got to a point.
Yeah, people aren't like, oh yeah, we still didn't get to see that, or like when people are like, yeah, we did see that, and like we don't like her for it. So it's just like she damned if she do, she damned if she don't.
And it's also like a cycle when it comes to the Islanders themselves, like them trusting. It's like a toss up. Them trusting their own experience and be like, oh, y'all didn't see this, but this is how it really was in the villa. but also, okay, there's stuff I didn't see, and I'm trusting y'all.
Clips.
Yeah, I'm trusting clips, and I'm trusting y'all's interpretation, which is why we keep saying, watch the show yourself, watch the show
Yeah.
yourself. Because they're getting online and they're like, oh, this was happening, this was happening, this was
Yeah.
happening, but not based off their own watch of it, based on what the
Clips.
clips and what their new found like hundreds, thousands, millions, whatever fans are telling them.
Yeah.
So it's just
It's hypocritical.
it is. Cause it's like, how you gonna say we didn't really see this and all this other stuff? Then you watch something and you're like, wait, this person got me effed up. And it's like, did they? Watch the show yourself.
Yeah. Which I think, because I know when it happened, we were talking about like Olandria and Clark. Like you sent me that clip of Olandria saying like, oh, like she was making like funny faces at me, but it's just like
on the Keke Palmer interview.
on the Keke Palmer interview, but it was just like she clearly only watched the clips of it, because it was just like, I think besides the like Good Morning Islanders, like I don't know if she was mocking her. Like I mean, I don't know. Maybe she was, maybe she wasn't. But like the funny looks part, I was like, what is she talking about?
Yeah, that can easily be taken out of context.
Yeah,
because even they had that time where Huda like looked, but she wasn't in the room when that conversation was happening.
Yeah.
Like what? Like, and Landry understood that like she could have been receiving a bad edit, because she was like, people saying, man, I'm a mean girl, but everybody in the villa loves me. So that's not true. But she wasn't able to then apply that to Clark.
Based on the clips.
Yeah, based on the clips.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I think it's important that they watch it, especially in time for the reunion. Ace got on live last night. He really didn't do anything. I didn't watch the live, but I saw like clips from it. He was just, and they said he made like $200,000 off of that 30-minute live. And it's like, people were saying he was scamming. Doesn't seem like he needs to scam. Seems like he's pretty set up and doing well for himself. But I feel like he has to come to the reunion after that rap he made. What are y'all about? You got to say something about Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Like, if we are missing something, that is your opportunity to tell us. But I feel like Taylor would have said it on the Val Faust interview, because he wasn't holding anything back.
Yeah.
So I'm like, do you just think, especially if before he watched it, oh, they don't know, they must not know that he did this thing, and that's why they support him. When in reality, we could have seen that thing, and it just was like, okay, it's not that deep. No, I'm just saying, I think whatever he thinks. I feel like they think they have this like trump card that's gonna be like, no, Jeremiah is actually a weirdo.
Yeah. I mean, I know Huda talked about it in the Call Her Daddy interview, where like when they were separated on days when they weren't filming, he would like throw up hearts at her, like, or, you know, do things like that. And then like he was also doing the same thing to Andreina. So I think maybe that's what he could be talking about. But it's also just like, if he gets up there on that reunion, it says something like, oh, you weren't exploring like Iris or something like that, without even realizing that Iris had cut that off. It would be so fucking stupid. Like I swear I might turn the TV off if he said something like that, because I think at the end of the day, like, if he also continues to go, like, I'm not saying like he has to like humble himself when it comes to the whole Jeremiah situation, but he was spearheading the whole dogpiling of him. Yeah. Like, just leave the boy the fuck alone. Like
the way that you're policing other people's relationships was unnecessary.
It was just unnecessary. Like, let people like be who they are. Like, let him make his own mistakes.
Exactly.
Like, you don't need to police
somebody. Like you don't need to be involved in that for like, if you think this is such a toxic situation, you don't necessarily have to involve yourself for it to fizzle out. It's going to fizzle out on its own, and as we see, it did.
It did. Like, it was just unnecessary. Yeah. Like, it literally was just unnecessary. He didn't have to do it. And the fact that if he gets on a reunion and continues to do it, and like, I feel like almost it felt like he was holding himself as this savior, because it felt like
I know what's best.
Yeah, like, I know what's best. Like, because even when he was talking to Andreina, like, at the Stand On Business Challenge, he was like, Andreina, didn't you feel like this? And it's just like, even if she felt like that, like, let her have her experience. Yeah. Like, but I mean,
and you kind of tainted that, because she said that's what isn't what she was trying to say.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I think Ace just needs to like, they just need to sit down with what happened. Like, especially y'all didn't see everything that Huda was doing.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, y'all need to watch the show. To see what was happening. Because Huda successfully isolated Jeremiah from what we were seeing. But in speaking about like all the Islanders coming out and doing streams and podcasts and stuff like that, the Keke Palmer podcast when she interviewed Olandria and Chelley. I was actually curious what you thought of that interview because I saw some people online. They were like, she talks over them. She did this. She doesn't ask a question. She doesn't ask follow-up questions. So with your, background and everything, what do you think about that?
I think Keke Palmer is an exceptional conversationalist, but as far as like interview, I think the only thing that she did, which is actually like my biggest pet peeve, is asking long-winded questions, partially answering the questions, and then throwing the questions back to them. I don't feel like there's been any interview that like I've just loved from an interviewer because they either do one or two things. They ask long-winded questions, partially answer the question, and then throw the question back, or they just suck at like asking follow-up questions.
Okay. Give me an example of a follow-up question that you would use in interviewing.
A good follow-up question would be like if I asked you your favorite color and then you say like whatever your favorite color is, and then I would say like, oh, so like if I say, what's your favorite color? You say black. And I would be like, oh, so do you mostly wear black? Or something like that. But like going as far to like ask a question to be like, oh, what's your favorite color? Because I always see you wear black. It seems like you wear like a lot of black, like your shirt today is black. Like so like what's your favorite color? That's over asking a question. It makes it long-winded, and it also doesn't provide enough space for you to then tell me that like, yeah, like my favorite color is black. It's kind of the color that I mostly wear. And then you might tell me more about your wardrobe. So it just opens up more space for someone to just expand and just talk more, because the whole point of an interview is for the interviewee to talk.
Exactly.
So yeah, I thought the Keke Palmer interview I thought it was good. As far as like her interviewing style, I mean, she's an exceptional like conversationalist. So like when it is time to like interact with the girls and just kind of like, bring up conversation, how they're feeling, how she was feeling watching the show, like I thought that was really good. But like she does ask long-winded questions. She does ask really good follow-up questions though. So being like, expand. Like she might just say something as simple as like expand or say more or be like why. Whereas you have somebody like Alex Cooper who just plainly asks the questions, let somebody like interprets like the question as they want, answer the question, but does not ask a follow-up question.
Yeah.
I think there was one point in the Alex Cooper interview where she did ask a follow-up question. So like she asked Huda about like her relationship with like the bombshells coming in. Like she was like, like you were doing like kind of like a lot, and like you were like kind of like cursing them out, and like Huda was like, yeah, because I was told that the bombshells like watch the show before they come in, and I was just like, damn. So like she was like, this bitch know how strong we are, blah 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 blah, and Alex was like, yeah, but like Huda, don't you know that that's their job?
Yeah.
So like I mean, that was a decent like follow-up question or whatever, but like still like she did kind of like follow up, but there are some things that like she just did not follow up on. But like there was a moment in the Alex Cooper interview where she asked like, do you think that you hold yourself to the same standard that you hold your partners to? And I guess Huda didn't understand the question because she was like, yes, I feel like I'm very nurturing or something like that. Yeah, she was like, I'm a mom, like I'm a very like nurturing person. And Alex asked her another question and then doubled back on that original question. And I think she phrased it in the sense that like, oh, with the whole pancake situation, you told Jeremiah he can't go around like talking to people about it, but like you went around talking to everybody about it. Like, do you think that was fair? And that's kind of like, that's what you want to do as an interviewer. Like, when you still want that answer to the question that you were originally asking, you might just want to kind of like let the interview like have some air, ask a separate question, and then double back to the original question, just so that way you can get the answer that you're looking for. But also you just kind of want to ask follow-ups just so people can expand, so people can kind of like almost expose themselves.
Is there anyone that you think is a like great interviewer? Like I know that hot. Okay, I was gonna ask you about Speedy because I was about to say that Hot Ones guy. People talk about how he's a good interviewer or whatever.
Yeah, he's good too.
But I was gonna ask you,
Speedy.
You think
Speedy's a great interviewer? He's really good. I think the worst interviewer ever is Shannon Sharp. Like he sucks. Like he just outside of like how problematic he is, he just sucks. He's like a bad interviewer.
Yeah.
But I thought the Keke Palmer interview was good though.
Okay, I was gonna say like I do think it takes like two to tango. So while like when I was watching it, I just don't feel like she was gonna get like so much out of Olandria and Chelley just
Mhm.
because, you know, they hadn't watched the show. There's certain things um they didn't see. But even in the villa, I feel like, you know, as Black women, like having to be like more reserved and not lay all your cards out. I think Keke definitely like created a safe space for them to just talk.
Mhm.
And she didn't make it so much about like their couples. Like we got to
Mhm.
see Olandria and not Olandria and Nick, which a whole bunch of Nick Olandrias were pissed about because they're like,
Yeah.
talk about Nick, talk about Nick, talk about Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the interview was good, and I don't think it was for. I don't think she was there to create a space for them to kind of like be messy or whatever.
Yeah.
Also, because like we know that they weren't, so it would be
Yeah.
pointless to try to kind of like get them to do so. But like Keke Palmer herself is just not like somebody that's really messy. Like,
Yeah. Like, give me the tea.
yeah, like I remember she did the Jonathan Majors interview, and like when she teased it or said that like they were going to do it, like people had like a very visceral reaction, and then when she was asked why she didn't release it, she was just like, because people didn't want to see it. Like, and I'm
Yeah.
not here to like re-traumatize people. Like, if people feel like they don't want to see it because they're triggered, then I'm just not gonna show it. Like,
Yeah.
even the situation with her own, like with her baby daddy, like the
Yeah.
reason why she was upset that like that video came out of like them having an altercation was because like not because like she kind of like exposed a part of her life, but because she felt like it was triggering to people.
Yeah.
So she was kind of like she just
Like she's not there. She's not here for that.
yeah, she's not here for people to be messy or continue to dogpile on people. Like she's also said like in plenty of interviews like it's okay to be messy, but be messy in the privacy of like your own home.
Yeah.
Like you got your opinions. She was like, I talk shit too, but I talk shit to my friends. Like I'm not doing it on the
Yeah.
internet. She was like, and y'all don't be having that energy. Like when you see people in person, it's like her as a public figure. You don't want to be out here talking shit about other public figures because you might see them or you might
Exactly.
want something from them.
Exactly.
So like just don't be talking too much shit. Keep it
Mhm.
cute. So I think like that's what their interview was for. Also, they did it really early. They practically did it like 48 within 48 hours.
The
after
braids
they
was
got-
still in for
yeah,
Olandria.
she
The
still-
braids was still
yeah,
in.
She still had her braids in, so it was like there was nothing for them to really talk about outside of like their experience.
They wanted
in the
it to
villa.
be freaking Tokyo Tony. How'd you know your dad died? Like what?
That
What?
shit is that's funny.
What? But I
That's
did
funny.
appreciate how like Keke just didn't make it all about like, well, specifically like for Olandria, all about Nick, even though a lot of people wanted to hear that. Because Olandria, if you ever see this, we want you to know like, because she was saying she feels like a lot of pressure and stuff. We love you for you, like whatever you got going on next. Like very excited to see it. Whatever you choose to align yourself with, brands you choose to partner with, projects on your own that you choose to do. Like I'm actually really excited to see like her and Chelley and Clark.
Because she addresses her fans almost as Nicolandrians, but it's just
she
like
does, and it's like, girl, we here for you, dude.
I literally said it's like she could have walked out of there with Ian Sterling, and I would have been. I literally would have been okay. Like I just want. I want to see what she has going on. I really don't care.
Nah, seriously.
About like it's not that I don't care about Nick, but it's just like she could have walked out with their Nick, Taylor, Ace,
Pepe.
I said Pepe. Like I would have been like
we want to see. We want to know what she got going on. I want to know what she about to do.
I really don't care to see her with a man.
I just don't. Like you're good, girl. Like we here for you.
I'm here for her, literally.
Yeah. Oh, did you see? Nick was online watching the 2-hour movie. I think
Nick is the opposite of Olandria.
Yes.
Like and they addressed that in an interview where he was just like, she was like in high school, like I was like straight A student. I was like very into my academics, and he was like, yeah, you would have hated me in high school. I was feral, and I was like,
I can see that
he's feral now.
He's feral now.
Like. He's just a rambunctious little boy.
Yeah.
Like he does not sit down. Like they absolutely should have given him ADHD medication. Like he need to get this shit checked
I wouldn't
out.
be surprised if he was a Leo.
I don't think he was a Leo.
No, he's not. But I'm saying if he was, I'd be like, oh, this makes sense.
Oh, I thought he was a Libra because he was so like.
Wasn't he like a Pisces or something?
I have
no clue. We were bad at that, so
yeah, it really wouldn't matter. But like he's just the complete opposite of her. And then I'm sometimes I think like, okay, like maybe opposites do attract. Like maybe they work well for each other or something.
I don't believe
like
that.
Maybe for real.
I don't believe opposites attract now.
Oh, for real? Really?
Like in long term too. Like I think you can have opposite features from people, but I feel like when it comes to long term and especially like fundamental things and stuff like that, I feel like it could, when you're trying to create something and get something together, I feel like there's only so much budding, like opposite you can be.
Well, no. Opposites attract are more so like personality, not like fundamental like things. Like
I just mean even personality. Like if you're the type A person
Mhm.
and you're with like a type B person who like you, especially, and I feel like gender also comes
I was
into
about to say, I
it.
think gender
Where it's
really
like, oh, you,
matters.
like the dude, like Nick was saying, like he's not really a planner. He doesn't do
Yeah.
this, doesn't do that. Like he hates cooking, all that other stuff. And to be with a woman who's like, okay, I do all these things, and this is how I like certain things to be. I
Mhm.
feel like that would, and not saying it just wouldn't work out, but it would be some friction there. I think.
Yeah, I meant strictly in terms of personality because, like,
Well, never mind then.
I was gonna say because me and my boyfriend are like pretty fucking obviously. Like, I talk a lot and he barely has 2 words to say. So,
Yeah.
like, I feel like especially like I'm not necessarily. I think he's more hyper than I am. Like, I'm more like I'm more verbally active.
Yeah.
He's more physically active.
Uh-huh.
While can just sit on the couch and talk for hours, he's up like doing things, but he's very silent while he's doing them. So I feel like in that regard,
Yeah,
like,
X is like that too. Like I had to tell him. I think I told you this. I told him like when I'm talking to you, it's never rhetorical. Like I need you to say something back.
really,
Because he'll just be like, I'll talk about something. He'll be like, and I'm like, I need more. I
Right.
need you. I need some kind of commentary. Like I'm just like, yeah, and I think this about this and this and this. And he's
I'm
like,
so used to my boyfriend being quiet that like I just don't even like because
Yeah.
like now I'm like, did you hear me? Like did
did
you hear what I
do that all the
said?
time. I'm like, did you hear me? He's like, yes, you're right next to me. How else am I supposed to know?
You're like, you didn't say anything.
You didn't say anything. Like that's how humans communicate. I need to know. That's how I'm supposed to know.
He'll literally be like, what was I supposed to say? Find something.
Anything.
Find something to say.
And I think it's also like he'll be like, oh, I thought this was just that. Mind you, I think multitude of things.
Right.
He's like, oh, I just drew this one conclusion, and I'm like, I need you to speak on the conclusion. Like I don't know what's going on in your head. I had to tell him that. I'm like, I don't know. Like he's good at nonverbal communication. I'm not good at nonverbal communication. I don't know what that means. This can mean a multitude of things. So I'm like, yeah, when you did this, I didn't get your intent from it. So I didn't know we were supposed to be on the same page about this one thing. I'm thinking of something left field. Like you gave me this look. I thought we was on the same page. We weren't.
Me and my boyfriend be speaking 2 different languages. Like I remember the other day, like he told me to come in Safeway. And like the Safeway that they have, like both of the entrances, like when you walk in, it's like you have to like go past like a gate almost to like get in. And it's pretty much like in order to get into any part of the store, no matter which way you enter in from the store, you gotta go through like these gates. So I went through the gates to like look for him in the store. He was like, I was already at the register outside of the gate. All you had to do was like walk to get to me. Like, why did you go through the gates? Because I was like, you told me to go into Safeway. So I went into Safeway.
Exactly.
But, like, there's a small portion, like when you're exiting outside of the lines, then like you can exit out of the door. But I was like, you didn't tell me to stand by the exits.
Yeah.
You told me to come in Safeway.
Exactly. I thought I was listening to you.
Right. I thought I was listening. He was like, why would you come? Okay. Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah.
Like, shoulda, coulda, woulda. We be arguing about this all day.
When I made that Shuck and Jive TikTok, it was funny because I was getting up to do it, and he was like, what are you about to do? And I was like, tap dance. And he was like, no, seriously, what are you about to do? And then I started doing it. I was like, I told you I'm about to tap dance. Like I'm not joking. That's why if you watch the video, you can see me look, and I'm like, yes, like I told you I was gonna tap dance.
He thought you was being smart.
Yes. I was like, no, like I'm dead ass. Like I don't know how to say it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, nah, that shit was funny.
I would do that. I think that sounds just like me and my boyfriend. Like, okay, you didn't have to be a smart ass about it. I'm not. Like,
no,
all
the time I'm like, no, I'm literally just telling you like what happened.
Yeah, I don't be joking.
Yeah,
and, like,
I don't be joking.
He think I be joking until like he see me do it. He'll literally be like, I didn't think you were really gonna do. Well, what the fuck did you think I was gonna do?
Yeah, I'll tell him something. He's like laughing, and I'm like, but I'm being serious. He was like, I know.
Yes.
Like I know you're being serious.
I'm being dead serious. What's so funny?
Yeah, what is so funny?
But that's why I be saying like that's why I think like opposites attract, because I'm just like, I am being dead serious and you think I'm joking, and like his jokes are far more apparent than mine. So I'm like, oh, haha, this is funny. Like this is joke.
And
I like
and it's like I'm just talking right now. Like
I'm
these are my unfiltered thoughts.
Yeah, and they think it's funny. Like I said something about I said something about there was a kid behind me like screaming, throwing a like full blown tantrum, and I was like, well, if we put kids on leashes, why don't we give kids muzzles? And he looked at me and was like, "Are you serious?" And I was just like,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, because I mean, like we already were
It's like, what about
halfway.
this?
I was like, we were already halfway there with the face mask during the pandemic. We should have just kind of like capitalized on that and just give kids muzzles. But he was like, "You can't be serious," and I was like, "I'm dead serious."
Yeah, no, like when I said that thing about like the Demi Lovato level therapy, I was been dead ass. Like I was like, who do I know had the worst time? like Demi.
But
we'll see. But yeah.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We've had fun.
Yes, and ask us questions.
Yes, ask us questions.
questions.
Continue to like, comment, subscribe.
Yes.
We are getting a couple likes. I feel like for every 100 views, we get 1 like.
Yes.
I mean, for every 100
yes,
views.
y'all getting up. Y'all doing it. Like the video, like, share, comment, subscribe.
Join us on our Instagram. We're posting clips.
Yes.
It's fun over there. We got a video with like 40,000. Let's see where we're
like
at.
50.
Yeah, it was going up. Shout out to my best friend. He was arguing in the comments.
Yep.
He said he was gonna get our engagement up.
I was like, oh, he really care about this.
Yeah,
topic.
no. Yeah, he was very serious about it. Where are we at? 60, 59,000 views.
Period.
So, thanks, guys. We really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
And I gotta go take a shot now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Woo, 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 woo.
New job.
Bye.
Bye.
See y'all next time.
Bye.
Peace.